Meanwhile, more evacuations are underway in Canada as a massive wildfire just keeps growing. Crews are airlifting thousands of people to safety now.
The enormous inferno had already forced about 90,000 people in Alberta to evacuate. But because the fire is spreading, they're not being forced to move farther south. Ben Tracy is in one of the hardest hit areas just south of Fort McMurray, Alberta. Ben, what is the latest there? And is any part of this massive fire even contained?
Well, they're not talking containment, but what we are told this morning is the cold temperatures that really settled in the area overnight and this morning have slowed the growth of the fire. The good news is the fire seems to be burning away from Fort McMurray. The bad news is that the fire is still growing, but there's a lot of vegetation around here and they expected that to happen. They have been pretty honest, saying that this is a fire that's not really going to go out until they get some significant rain here. So they're under no illusions that firefighters are actually going to put it out. What they're trying to do is just keep it away from what's left of Fort McMurray and then the other towns in the area.
Ben, we know that thousands of evacuees are having to relocate because of the fire. How are relief efforts today for these people?
Well, so I think the evacuees you're talking about are the folks that when they evacuated Fort McMurray a couple of days ago, most people went south. That's where kind of the major population centers are of this part of Alberta. Some people went north. And really up there isn't anything up there except for the tar sands, the oil sands of Canada. So those folks have essentially been trapped up there. They've been staying in some of the lodging that's available to the oil workers. So what they did this morning, first thing this morning, they actually opened up this roadblock back here and they let those people drive through Fort McMurray and get down here to the south. So they can be reunited with family. They can go to places like Edmonton and Calgary where there are major shelters set up for them.
This is clearly a historic fire, but I'm wondering, the people in the area, are they used to fires? Are they familiar with wildfires? Were they prepared for this?
I don't think anyone's ever prepared for something of this magnitude. Yes, wildfires do happen, especially in Canada, especially in this part of Canada, and they were expecting this to be a particularly bad wildfire season. That's because they had very little snow this winter, and there's been drought conditions here fueled by El Nino, similar to what we've kind of seen in the West. But you know, an entire town being evacuated, half of that town basically being destroyed, I don't think anyone saw that coming. And this all happened so fast a couple of days ago that people are still really processing that this isn't just going to be a couple of days before these people go home. This is going to be months and years before their town gets rebuilt.
And Ben, looking ahead to the weekend, are weather conditions expected to clear up and help firefighters get the flames under control?
It does look like the weather is going to be better than it has been the last couple of days. It's going to be cooler, and they're hoping for higher humidity levels. There's no significant rain in the forecast. Obviously, that's what they would prefer to see. There's a little chance of rain Sunday into Monday, but we'll have to keep our fingers crossed. I'm sure a lot of folks around here doing a rain dance, hoping that that does come.
Yeah, I bet. Ben Tracy in Alberta, Canada. Thanks a lot, Ben.